You're being lied to. Almost every time that you scroll through Instagram, I'm almost certain you're being lied to, my friend. And I'm not just referring to the fake news, okay? But you are indeed, you're being played like a little fiddle. You know, Fiddler on the Roof? You are the fiddle. How's it feel? We're being duped. But I'm going to explain to you why, because this whole thing started with this Khloe Kardashian chaos. And you might be thinking, oh my God, we're talking about these people again. Who cares, right? But there is a reason because we have a problem. Like we have such a problem going on right now. And the thing is, everybody's too big of a chicken shit to actually call it for what it is. Okay. But we're going to do it today because that's how we roll on Cancel Me Baby. So without further ado, here's the sitch. Khloe Kardashian, last week, this whole scandal happens because there was a photo that apparently her poor little grandma, MJ, her little grandma, unknowingly took a photo of Khloe poolside, right? Ends up going viral, but here's the catch. It's not the usual porcelain doll, Kardashian whole situation, Barbie, Malibu, whatever you want to call it. It looks like a normal person. It's not retouched, the whole thing, okay? And I saw this photo. I would put it up, but here's the catch. The Kardashian family is suing these no-name nobodies, anybody who puts it up, literally, going after them and suing them for copyright. But here's why. Because it's untouched. It's not photoshopped, and she looks fine. I saw the photo and I was like, I'll never have abs like that. But okay, good to know. Suing everyone, claiming it's copyright. And here is the twist, because she says it's an unflattering angle, which if you look at it, it looks like a normal person. It looks like your normal Susan, your normal Carol, your normal Amanda, okay? Even better, like I said, because she's pretty ripped. But it's not good enough, okay? So this girl then, like I said, goes after and sues everyone, writes like a novel, a Shakespearean poem on social media explaining why. And she basically tries to be the victim and says, I've always been called the ugly sister. I've always had body insecurity issues. So when this unflattering photo comes out, I don't want it out there, blah, 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 blah. Oh, but this is the best. She goes, but the photo is beautiful, but I don't want it out, et cetera, et cetera. Now, girl, I have so many issues with this. If it was so beautiful, why did you go on an Easter egg hunt to take it down from every gossip site that no one has ever heard of? Like, why? Why are you giving the trolls this much power? Okay. But here is the twist. This girl and this family who I've met and I'm going to talk about is all about body positivity. Guess what? They don't even believe it. They're making millions and profiting off your ass, buying Skims, buying Good American Jeans, buying Kylie Lip Kit, okay? They're making billions off your ass and they're lying to you. They're straight up lying. Number one, they don't believe in body positivity because if they did, she should have just left that photo up and been like, it is what it is, kiss my ass, right? Gonna get to that later. They don't care. And if they did care, they would be transparent and tell you not only like the filtering, but guys, I was in Hollywood. I've met the top of the top plastic surgeons. Not that I've gotten anything done. It's not my personal cup of tea. Okay. Like Dr. Nassif, the famous one up there, very nice man. Met Kris Jenner at his party because she is a regular, right? He opened a new whatever there. He opened a new office there. It was a very lovely party. He's not a bad man. But all the shit that they do, the dietitians, the trainers, the invasive procedures, they do so much shit and have you thinking, oh, this is how to do it from an Instagram photo. They're a bunch of phony baloney, big fat liars. Okay. And the thing that's so sick is, like I said, they're profiting. Get a load of this. Okay. So we know Skims, that's Kim Kardashian's like underwear lingerie line. And she prides herself on it. And I hate knocking Kim because I do really respect her. I respect her as an entrepreneurial businesswoman. Like, say what you want about her. Say she got started because of a sex tape. You can't deny she started a multi-billion-dollar empire. All right. So I got to give respect where respect is due. However, she has everyone on her site prancing around with cellulite, all shapes, colors, sizes. But God forbid we ever see her actually looking normal. No, we can't. We're not allowed. Hence what just happened with Khloe. And by the way, hold on to your hair extensions, because I have receipts of celebrities beyond the Kardashians. Beyonce. Yeah, she's included. Okay. This is how sick that we've become. So anyway, Kim over here prides herself on this. We'll never see her looking natural. And I'm going to show you. I met Kim Kardashian, and this is as close to Kim Kardashian as you get, besides Kanye, when they actually used to have sex. Okay. I met her at the launch of her sunglasses line in Beverly Hills not that long ago. And it was a total superstar moment. You show up to this really bougie Beverly Hills hotel, kind of hidden in the Hollywood Hills. And she is like alone in this like villa, and we're all waiting outside, and inside it's just Kim and all the mannequins with the glasses, and then her team, like, talk about intimidating, all these like 5-6 publicists, and then just her. And I remember like peeking in before I did the interview being like, oh my God, there she is. Like, I'm looking at literally like the statue of the David, okay, and his little penis, like, oh my God, that's it, in the flesh. Go inside. It's just us. We have a nice conversation. She picks out a pair of her sunglasses for me, and we pose, do a selfie. I'm going to show you this right here. Okay. Here is the receipt. And in person, do you know what I said? Because my mom loves the Kardashians. I said to her, the first thing I said when I left, I was like, she looks so human and unlike how she looks on the internet in real life. Girls, you'll know what I mean when I say this, and I don't mean this in a mean way, but you know how like when your foundation gets like kind of cakey and you can like see it around your face, or like when you have lip liner, but the lipstick like wears away, just stuff like that, right? You can like actually see what's going on there. Picasso unveiled. That's what it was like. And I was like, oh my God, like she looks so human. That's how people felt seeing Khloe's photo. They were like, girl, you look fine. If anything, I like it better than your retouch shit. Okay. Moving on from Kim. Good American is Khloe Kardashian's denim brand. And she has the nerve to make this the tagline. Okay. Representing body acceptance. That's the tagline. You don't represent dick. Because we don't even know what you look like. I don't even think you know what you look like. You guys, in this photo, if you haven't seen it, even her face is totally different. Everyone's like, oh, that's what she looks like. It's like body acceptance, schmickspemptance. Okay. I'm not buying it because clearly you don't. You have created, and this is why I'm sorry, I don't feel bad, because she came out with this whole thing trying to be like, I'm a victim of this culture of women's, feeling like they have to have the perfect bodies in the media. I don't feel bad for you, girl, because you perpetuated that culture and you can't even reach this level of unattainable that you and your family has set. I'm not saying that they're the sole reason. We're going to get into all the influencers and stuff who do this, but you guys have been in the driver's seat of this John Deere tractor for years. And you can't even live up to the own monster you've created. So don't turn around. You are not allowed. Do not turn around and try to be a victim. I'm not buying it, or you wouldn't have perpetuated it for all these years. Sorry. Another one is Kylie. This girl becomes a billionaire, not a millionaire, a billionaire, right? Selling her lip kits. Her lip kit was founded, the whole company, right, before she ever even admitted finally to getting lip injections. So she profited off telling people, oh, if you use this, guys, you'll have lips like mine. Somehow, slip of the mind, the needles that went in her mouth to make them look like that. Bullshit. I'm sorry. I'm calling bullshit. And so is my notes. My notes just flew up, and it's the ghost of Whitney Houston coming back from the last episode. If you know, you know. All right. It's bullshit. We need a little honesty. And here's what the issue is. Now it is having this trickle down effect, because, and I've talked about this on the show, right? Can't we take what celebrities do with a grain of salt? We know they're on this sort of like unattainable plane of oblivion. Let's just let them do their crazy shit over there, and we'll be over here being normal, right? But this is like, when you look at some of the numbers, you can't deny that they are having an impact. Okay. So before I show you some of the numbers, I want to show you this video with this actress I interviewed on a red carpet. Her name is Victoria Justice. You may or may not have heard of her. She was a Disney star, blew up, huge actress. I think she was in like the Rocky Horror remake. And I was interviewing Victoria on a carpet, and she just was not there. She was not there. She was like thinking about anything but being there. Name an object, name an inanimate object, name a Kardashian that's full of shit, anything. She was thinking of anything but being there. It was like eyes glazed over, so bored. And I could tell. So finally, I was like, you know what? You're going to see. I'm like, you know what? You're getting poked and probed with these questions by reporter after reporter. What do you actually want to talk about? Right? This is the very end of the carpet. And all of a sudden, she comes to life. All of a sudden, she literally resurrects like Jesus, comes to life, and is going the F off on this whole situation, on the FaceTune, which we're going to get into, on this whole thing. And she's like, these young girls tweaking their faces, tweaking their bodies. Pretty soon, we're all going to look, with the pouty lips and the high cheekbones and the small nose. Here, watch her go off. You have these reporters bombarding you with questions constantly. What do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about, it kills me to see these young girls tweaking their faces and tweaking their bodies, and it almost becomes like an obsession to where they feel like they need to reach this level of perfection. Everything that you are already makes you beautiful and makes you unique. And that's all you need to worry about. So don't change your face, don't change your body, forget about FaceTune, love yourself. That's what you need to work on for the rest of your life. You need to be your own best friend. That is what I want to leave you with.
Like, we are who we are, and that's it. Like, I'm sorry.
Otherwise, we're all going to end up looking like
the same.
The exact
Carbon
same,
copies.
like pouty lipped, thin nose, contoured, like creatures.
She came alive.
Who wants that? Who wants that? No one.
Right? Right. And this is someone who's gorgeous and put together in Hollywood saying this. Okay. So I read a piece from 2019. It's awesome, from the New Yorker, and it's called The Age of the Instagram Face. And this reporter basically like goals. She goes to Beverly Hills and she has all these consultations with high-end plastic surgeons who have very famous clients, right? Seeing what they have to say and the whole thing. And she talks about how this like Kardashian face, again, I don't want to like blame them, but they have been the Elon Musk behind the spaceship operation, right? For a very long time. So she talks about how this, like, people will go into these surgeons and be like, I want to look like Kylie. I want to look like Kim. You know what I mean? And she talks about at the very end of the piece, it's like chilling because she's like not into it. She's like, I'm not doing any of it. I just want to see. And at the very end, she says, funny enough, after I had all my meetings and had been in Beverly Hills, the whole thing, I kind of like avoided looking in the mirror for a few weeks or days, whatever she says. But either way, it's like, right. Cause it like seeps in to your psyche. So this is where people are actually acting on this shit and messing up their whole face. Okay. Which, let me say as a sidebar, I know girls who have done a little Botox, a little filler, nose job, whatever you want to do to feel better. But if you want, knock yourself out. If you want to have 5 tits, if you want to have 3 noses, knock yourself out. Like I said, it's not my cup of tea. I pride myself on giving the face that my mama and God gave me. Okay. And aging gracefully and that whole thing, because like that's just me. I'm not going to judge it. You do what you want to do. But now to the fact where like your face isn't even grown in yet, you're a teenager, you barely have your license, and you're poking your own shit there. I'm sorry, we have a problem. So get a load of this. In 2015, this was the year after Kylie founded her lip kit sitch. Okay. She was only 17. She finally admitted to getting lip injections. Like we were all a bunch of Ray Charles. Oh, I had no idea. Oh, you don't say. No, they grew overnight. Okay. Just like Bruce Jenner's pee-pee went away overnight. No, I'm sorry. There's something that goes on there. So when she finally admitted that she had lip fillers, the lip filler search in Google went up 3,000%. 3,000%. That is disgusting. Okay. And this is not, and also the Kylie lip challenge emerged. Do you guys remember that, where everyone was trying to make their lips look like hers? Okay. So this like may or may not be correlated to the Kardashians, but regardless, between 2010 and 2016, there was a 40% increase in non-invasive surgeries on the face between ages of 20 and 29. 20 and 29. Can you even imagine this was 6 years ago. Who knows now? It's on steroids. I swear to God, like Amanda said, Amanda Nicole, the former model I had on in our Instagram model episode, she's like, my little sister, you go for your birthday, you're 14, you ask for hair highlights, and injections in her face. I'm sorry, when I was 14, the cool thing to do was to get pink rubber bands around my braces. Enough. At some point, you guys, we have to stop and be like, how long do we let this go? Okay. So here's the sick part to me. Doing stuff to your face and your body, surgically, that's one thing. Call me naive. I came across this Instagram account. It's going to blow your brains out. I think it's called Celeb Face. I highly recommend. And what this genius does is show us original photos of celebrities and how they change them and FaceTune them. So to me, it's like, okay, you're surgically changing stuff, but then you're going to go in after the fact. And when I show you the shit that they tweak, it's literally bonkers. I went down this rabbit hole of looking on this site for like half an hour. And again, I felt so naive. I was like, I can't believe people will literally tweak the bump that comes out of their ponytail. I'm not kidding. And this is where I'm like, you have a problem. Like, you're going in and changing every little thing. So I hope that you guys, if you're watching, okay, you're going to become privy to this. And now it's like, I will never see these people the same. So first in my category, we have influencers. Okay. So let's go on this journey. And I don't know who these people are, but I'm going to show you. So this is like now the effects. So first you have the actual surgery going in and doing stuff and basically being a Ronald McDonald factory. But shocking, you're not the burger or the fries, you're Ronald. Okay. But then we have this FaceTune app, all these things that can make you tweak and change everything. So here's influencer one. Okay. I'm going to show you. So you can see how the door, it bends by her boob. No door would look like that. No door would look like that, but see how they bend it. So it probably made her waist smaller or her boobs come out. I've never used FaceTune, so I don't know. But what door would ever look like that? I'm sorry, this isn't the Milky Way. Okay. Here's influencer number 2 in her white bikini. So here you can see how the panel on the back there along the floor, they're different levels. So suddenly one drops and they don't equal. So she must have done some tweaking there, right? Probably to make her waist smaller. And here's another one by her hand and her leg. See the line of the tile? It suddenly doesn't match up. And it's like, oh, okay. So there was an earthquake while you were taking your photo and suddenly it's uneven. Here's influencer number 3 who already has what you would call a typical supermodel body, right? So when you zoom in, see on the door, the lining on the door, how it bends. Anytime you see a background like that bends, clearly that's not how nature made it. So she probably, I don't know what she did there. Her hips, her something. Okay. Here's influencer number 4. This is the power of a photo. So don't be fooled. Look at her naturally versus posing. Okay. It's a different person. And this was kind of the Khloe situation, right? Which is why it was so crazy, because it's oh, that's what you look like. Now, I'm going to show you some of the Kardashians, although you already know, but still. Okay, so here's Kylie using FaceTune, right? Here's Kylie probably lifting her boobs up because look at the tile on that fireplace. Why is it suddenly bendy like you're on an acid trip in that one area? No. Here's Kim with the FaceTune, okay? Look at the door behind her, how the bottom base of the door suddenly bends up. No. And again, it's by her shoulder. So what was she doing? Making her shoulder, her hair? You would be shocked. I'm telling you, this site blew my mind. Here's a before and after of Kylie, just to give you a refresher, totally different face. And sometimes I'm I wonder what she would even look like now, Okay. And here's the lady of the hour, Khloe, right? The big, anime eyes, tiny nose, huge pouty lips, the high cheekbones, the whole thing. Okay. Now, I'm going to show you this. I hate to break it to you, but this shit has seeped in. This is what I mean when I say we have a problem. First, we have these influencers, Kardashians. Okay, that's one thing. But we also have mega celebrities, okay, and supermodels doing this shit, allegedly, based on these photos. I hate to break it to you guys, Beyonce. I have two of Beyonce, of a few that I saw that I'm going to show you. Okay, see this ledge that she's against? Why again? Is it right by her hip? One side is high and then the other side suddenly dips. I dip, you dip, we dip. Okay, dips to the ground. Here's another one of Beyonce. Let's see. Okay, a mirror is behind her. What do you know? Right by her waist. Why is one side of the mirror to Timbuktu and the other one is to Antarctica? How does that magically happen? Is this Charlie and the Chocolate Factory with optical illusions? No, I'm sorry. I was shocked. I was like, Beyonce? This is where I'm like, I'm feeling naive. Like, Beyonce. They're all lying to you. They're fooling you and your little eyeballs, all right? So here's one with supermodels. This is where I was like, you have to be shitting me. So Joan Smalls, look at this video of Joan Smalls. This is a video of the before on Getty Images, the natural and after. You're telling me you are Joan Smalls. You're a huge supermodel. You went to those lengths to take in a millimeter of your waist. Here's Alessandra Ambrosio. Same thing. Victoria's Secret model. Not enough, I guess. It's a problem. It's a problem. And this is where I want to say, you know, a lot of people blame, like, again, the patriarchy, media, culture for making women have to feel this way. And this is where I'm going to be upfront with you guys and say, again, I'm sorry, I'm not buying it. Women are the ones like doing this to themselves and each other for like sex appeal, for whatever it is. Meanwhile, every dude I talk to is like, not only is like, I'm scared and you look like a clown, don't hurt me, but they're like, I don't care. Sure, maybe they think the occasional like IG model is hot, whatever. But I guarantee you, guys, am I right? You tell me, DM me down in the DMs. You know I'm down for a DM moment. Am I lying? You guys, a lot of the times when girls are more natural or whatever, they're like, that's hot. Okay. This is where too, it gets sick. This is on that celeb FaceTune. You guys are going to scream. Celebrities now, not only, I guess, if it's not, this is what I mean, it's a sickness. They're not only doing it to themselves, but apparently to their own kids. This, I think, is a housewife. Look at the before and after of this pic of her daughter. She makes her nose smaller, makes her hair in the back have more of a bump. Even the butt, her butt perks out. She looks like she's a 4-year-old. Okay. Look at this photo. I think it's the same child, of how she plumped her lips up in the before after. Are we that sick? We're going to start face tuning kids? Guys, unacceptable. And then here's one to bring it all home. Kylie Jenner apparently already, before Stormi, her daughter, she looks like a little fetus here. Okay. She has what looks like a FaceTune's part by her little ear. Do you see how the door is bent? We already talked about the contorted magical wizardry that they do, right? With these inanimate objects. Look at how the door is bent right by her ear. You're telling me why? To make to make your daughter's ear look a certain way? Guys, it's literally out of control. But luckily, instead of just like pissing and moaning and complaining about shit and hooting and hollering, all right, I'm going to offer some solutions, okay, which is what other people aren't willing to really do. They just want to kick and scream. Well, guess what? I got some stuff here I think that we can do, because this is insane. Number one, we need to stop the lying. Stop the lying. Here's another example, okay? Haley Baldwin. I'm going to show you this pop-up. Clearly has had plastic surgery. Girl, we can see, okay? Stop taking us for idiots. So she posted this before and after. Look at her different nose, her pouty lips, her high eyebrows, the whole thing. And she writes, stop using pics that are edited by makeup artists. This photo on the right is not what I look like. The photo on the right is the one of her as an adult with makeup. The one on the left is her as a kid. I've never touched my face. So if you're going to sit around and compare me at 13, then at 23, at least use a natural photo that wasn't edited so crazy. Okay. Maybe it was edited. Okay. I did a little Google search and I saw a surgeon who said with certainty, they know what's up. They do this for a living, what they think she had done. Like I said, brow, jaw, whatever you want, whatever. Okay. Stop lying. I think that it's time that we ask for a little transparency from these influencers, from these celebrities, because it's a bunch of bullshit. If you're going to be like, oh, look at, and then some cute caption that's like, love yourself. It's like, well, no, you clearly hate yourself, because not only are you injecting yourself with every kind of shit under the sun, you have to then go in like Bill Gates and restructure your whole thing on some Photoshop bullshit app. Okay. So clearly you don't love yourself. That's not normally how you would even look. And if you do get all this stuff done, at least be honest with your fans, because they're going to look at this and think that that's normal and make themselves nuts trying to get that, right? It's this toxic cycle. So a little transparency, stop lying. Number 2, I'm calling it for what it is, the bullshit media. Okay. I saw, which kudos to them. There were 2 think pieces, one on NBC and one on MSNBC, that called this shit out, which was shocking because NBC owns Keeping Up with the Kardashians because they own E. They called it out and basically was like, I'm sorry, you're not allowed to pretend to be a victim in this unrealistic bonkers thing you created. No. Otherwise, bunch of bullshit. Okay. All these female sites, you guys know I talk about Bustle, but like they didn't even cover it. And if they did, it would be cheering Khloe on as if she's some sort of hero. So Refinery 29, who admittedly I've worked for, they're a female site. They praised her, how she was candid and so vulnerable in the post about how she'd been so like bullied and such a victim of like, the beauty standards, whatever, which, okay. And like claiming that she has agency for like owning the copyright and the photos that are rightfully hers. Like, give me a break. Then Hello Giggles, you're going to scream. Hello Giggles. I think the site was founded by Zoe Deschanel. It was, but I don't know how involved she is. Anyway, it's another female centric site. They have the audacity to write, solid reminder, celebs are people too. Are you kidding me? This is showing us they are anything but people. And I hate to break it to you guys, but all the celebrities in the comments of Khloe's woe is me situation were like, all the celebrities, of course, yet again, showing how out of touch they are. We're praising her. Ariana Grande, which like that girl has done a whole bunch of shit. Her sisters are all like, you're so brave, Khloe, you're so brave. Brave for doing what? Lying and making a shit ton of money and profiting off it? No. Okay. And this is where like the media, especially these women-centric outlets, they're so petrified of, God forbid, calling out another woman and looking anti-woman that they end up looking like a bunch of hypocrites. Okay. A bunch of hypocrites. I'm sorry. How are you guys going to be over here praising morbidly obese, unhealthy models on the cover of magazines, but have your tail between your legs and too scared to call out this obvious hypocrisy about this family making billions on, quote, body positivity and clearly not even believing their own lie and making everybody else fall for it and hate themselves? Okay, basically. How? Bunch of liars. You guys are all scared. I'm calling you out on it because you're so petrified, God forbid, of calling out another woman and not kissing a celebrity's ass. Okay. And by the way, really quick sidebar, Jamila Jamil, who is a huge body, she talks about how she used to have all kinds of body issues, anorexia. She's an actress on The Good Place. And she's called out Khloe and these girls for profiting off all this, like these fake ass tees, waist trainers, whatever the fuck, right? And she talked about this and she said that like it's anti-feminist, number one, because like we don't scrutinize male bodies like this, but that it's a toxic cycle. So like lying, they're not truthful. And then on top of it, they make their fans feel like shit and everyone loses. Well, I mean, I agree with that, right? But Jamila is a little more forgiving than I am because she's like, I do blame the media as well and fans for doing this kind of pressure. Like, no. If you're going to be about positivity, then be about it then. Quit giving them so much power. But the fact that Jamila Jamil even said this had split reactions, which I think is crazy because she's right. So she had split reactions, like people like me being like, I agree, it's hypocritical. We were fine with the untouched photo. It was absolute more than fine, right? But then you had people being like, no, Khloe's being vulnerable and honest, and she's always been bullied about her body, blah, 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 blah. So the fact that that was even like so divided is crazy. Lastly, this is going to seem a little extreme, but you know what? Ban the app, ban FaceTune. Why do we need it? I'm sorry, you guys, Apple, whoever, you had no problem banning Parlor, but you can't ban an app that makes young girls look like something they're not even in real life. They don't even know what the hell they look like. It's so unhealthy. It's not at all moving forward, important dialogue, freedom of speech, debate, exchange of ideas. No, it's a really sick, twisted, toxic way that young girls and women are putting themselves out into the world to look like something they are not. Ban it. Ban it. If you're all about being so high and mighty and righteous, like I said, no problem banning Parlor overnight. Ban Facetune then. Go ahead. It's toxic. I dare you. Go ahead. Okay. So now that I'm on my little rant and I'm coming down, I'm sorry, the shit gets me riled up because it's so fake, it's so phony, and I can see the effect that it's having on these girls. It's crazy. And I even put it on my Instagram, and guys, girls, everyone alike, they're like, I'm fed up. I'm tired of it. It's too much. Like, I'm over it. So what is the point? I'm going to tell you this. The point is not blaming other people and the media and this and that all the time. Okay. Especially when you're going to make a killing and buy mansions and those little flamingo floaties in your pool, having a good ass time and pina coladas on our dime and your lies. You know what? I just want to leave you guys with this. What would have happened if Khloe just kept that photo up and let it go around the internet? Can you imagine the message that would have sent? Can you imagine if she was like, you know what? I'm all about positivity, so I'm actually going to be about it then. I'm not going to say one thing and do another. So yeah, there's my little, whatever you want to call it, little cellulite, whatever. Have at it. Have a ball. Go to town. Take it or leave it, bitch. Imagine the message that would have sent if you actually want to be about positivity, you know, like the tagline for your own jean brands. Imagine the message that would have sent. Well, listen, she's clearly not going to do it. So in the meantime, I know I don't have the biggest following, but I will. Okay. I've never gotten any needles, any this, that, or the other thing. And I'll own it. I'll tell you guys when I have my little hair extensions in, when I put my eyeliner on, when I use a little filter. Okay. I'll own it and be transparent with you. When are people going to start being honest about what's real? Well, guess what? This is all real. And if you don't like it, you can kiss my ass.